All right, guys, so we're back with the SCX6. I want to show a couple little simple, cheap mods I made, and then talk about, I put this thing on my Noble, so I'm now able to adjust the endpoints on my steering, which give me more steering. And then I put a 70 kg servo in, just a cheap $50 servo from Amazon. Honestly, I just did that because the stock one died. I needed one in a hurry, but I didn't have the $450 to buy the reefs that I want. So eventually I'm gonna do the reefs in there. But this thing does really well, especially with the weight. So I weighted these wheels with some weights, just like you put in on a car. So these sticky weights right here, you can see this is 14 gram, half ounce per one of these. I wrapped these all the way around the inside of this wheel twice in the front and then once in the rear. So that added quite a bit of weight to the wheels. You can see here the difference between the front and rear and stock. So that definitely helped with a little weight down low, made this thing not as tipsy. And then another thing I did was made my own dual stage foams for this thing. So you'll see right here, I made up these foams out of this Weatherstripping, and you know, call it what you want. It is super redneck rigged, but it actually worked. So you'll see in the crawling the difference. Hopefully you can see it. I could definitely feel the difference in it when I was out crawling, from the first time I took it out to the second time with all of the mods. Way less tire roll, way less, you know, folding of the tire and tipping of the truck. You know, the weight down low kept it on its wheels a little better, and then the dual stage kept those tires from folding over and just rolling. So overall, this thing did a lot better last time out.
So for the most part, these Redneck Dual Stage really help out. You know, they don't let the tire fold as much as it used to. I probably could have cut just a little bit on the outer edge of the stock foam to give a little bit more tire deflection on objects, but the weight of this truck usually kind of gives it enough as is. But possibly could have cut a little bit more on that. I may do that eventually when I get my new wheels. But overall, this setup did really well. I feel like it performed much better out this time than it did the first time. That tire roll with stock tires leads to body roll, and this body is heavy, and then you're just done for.
So I feel like it did much better overall. I think even like this spot right here, I'm almost positive in stock form, it probably wouldn't have made that as easy. At least it probably could have made it, but it would tuck quite a bit more and maybe just the right bounce. You know, it was a lot more tipsy on straight up inclines. So overall, man, I'm loving this truck. It just makes me change my style. You know, I'm kind of more about crawlers versus trailers, and with this thing, it's big and it's pretty capable, but it's not a crawler. You know, there's some things that even 10 scales will just launch up, or, you know, they can make their way through, that this thing just not going to do, because it's not a hardcore crawler. It's a trail truck. And you can see here I had to try to work around and get into the second gear and really bump this. And second's a little more touchy and no drag brake with second, so it wants to hop off of things with you, but you can see I was able to hop up that rock, and so it's a pretty good little jump for it there. And overall, just had a blast out here at this Rochester Dam with this thing, and just enjoying it. It's a totally different style for me, and so far I'm in love with it.
So putting this thing on my Noble, you know, like I said, I'm able to adjust the end points on the steering, get a little more steering. You can see right here, in stock form, I would have had to back up probably twice there to make that turn. I mean, that's just how it was. But with this, You know, I was able to just back up once, make that turn. You know, this thing is big, so it takes a little bit of room to turn it. But with the stock setup, even with the steering rate turned all the way up, it just didn't max out where it needed to be. And, you know, so having it on the Noble made a huge difference as far as that goes.
So another little thing I did was I put one of these switches from Amazon, and I'll put a link in the description to this switch. I installed it in line to the lights. That way the lights are on a switch now. So we'll power this thing up. And you can see the lights are on. Now they're off, so they're right on this switch. So I can turn them off or on whenever I want. So I really like that versus on all the time. And really that's kind of it for now. The worst thing about this is getting the body on. I have seen a lot of people, especially the green bodies, splitting really bad right here. So I did shoe goo that. I think you can see there, I put some shoe goo, drywall tape in there, and to help out with that. But you can see this servo, quite a bit better than stock in my opinion, and it's still running at the regular voltage. I haven't put a BEC in line with it or bumped the voltage up on the ESC yet, so that thing's much better than stock, and it was only 50 bucks. So I have a few other things coming soon for this. I have wheels on the way, should be here actually in the next day or so, I'm hoping, and then a new body coming that I'm gonna paint and do some customization too, so definitely gotta stay tuned for that. But I'll leave you with some running clips of this thing. Overall, love this thing. I love the size of it, the new lines that you find and that sort of thing. So having a good time with it, just waiting on that aftermarket stuff. You know, Vidavon, I like Vidavon stuff, but I also dislike Vidavon stuff, if that makes any sense. You know, they're always quick to jump on making aftermarket stuff. A trail truck, I'm not gonna be like bashing and destroying it. So, you know, the Rift, I had to have those axle housings and that sort of thing. With this, it's just not necessary, so I'm not gonna do it. But let me know if you have any questions on the SCX6. I'll leave you with some running, and I appreciate everybody watching. Peace.
right, so this little downhill spot right here, there's no way my stock truck would have made this. It just was way too tipsy, you know, not enough weight down low at all. And I really didn't even think I would make it now, but I seen it and thought I'm going to try it just to push this truck the way it is now and see if it makes it. And you can see it got a little tipsy and I had to gun it a little bit, but it was able to make that. Now this spot right here, it looks like nothing on video, but this was very hard. This kind of like side hill, angled downhill, and I didn't quite make this. I think I probably could have if I'd have tried it a few times, but we were kind of getting near the end of the day, so I just didn't pull this one off. But little help from the hand there solved that problem. Soon I'm going to be shaving some weight off the top of this thing. Hopefully I got a new body, gonna paint it up, chop the top, and we'll be going that route. So maybe we'll make that next time. Overall, these super cheap mods worked for me. Hopefully it'll help somebody else out. And if you guys have any questions or anything, comments, let me know. I appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell. Lots of stuff coming. I appreciate everybody. Peace.